Hey everyone, this is my impression video on the Nintendo Switch. Now, originally I had this planned for Friday, and it was going to be a reaction video. But after looking over the footage, it really it wasn't very good. Most of my impressions were silent. Usually my usually there were some background noises, some interruptions, and some of the footage I paused through too much. So I decided to do an impression video instead. So, my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch is relatively positive. Well, it's understandable that many people are kind of upset over the price tag, the lack of launch titles, and the expensive accessories, and the fact that you have to pay online. Um, I would understand that. However, I don't view things much negatively because I usually if I usually buy something to enjoy, not to gripe about. So, the price tag. I think it's an okay price tag. I know many people compared it to the Xbox One or PS4, saying it's less expensive, is powerful, and has a packed-in game. True, but I'm not viewing this as a console. I'm viewing this as a handheld hybrid, where it's pretty much a console, but it's also a handheld. So, price tag is relatively okay. $300 seems reasonable. Well, yeah, not having a packed-in game kind of seems a little bit off-putting. I don't think it's, the end of the world, especially with 1-2 Switch. It's an okay looking game, but I don't think it's gonna, keep my interest or the interest of others. Um, as for the presentation itself, I think it was okay, but but they kind of missed the mark of what the console is pretty much all about. They mostly put their emphasis on the Joy-Cons, which many people took negative over. To me, I'm not that negative towards, Nintendo's accessories or in terms of the controls. I think they looked fine, and it's pretty cool how I mean, I of course there's no Pro controller, and it costs $70, but at least I'm able to at least use a standard grip, which I'm perfectly okay with. And yeah, the D-pad is buttons, but I'm okay with that. Um, as for the games themselves, I think most of my most of my impressions are pretty much positive, such as the footage that you're seeing, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I really did like that reveal trailer. Granted, many people compared it to Sonic 06 with the city and all, but I mostly compared it to Sonic Adventure. Really brings me back so many memories. But yeah, I really did like the look of the game. It looked gorgeous. I really did like how they're going back with the N64 style, because I kind of prefer it that way. And I think it's going to be a great game for the holidays. A lot of people are complaining that it's coming out in the holidays, but that's people's impressions. They don't seem to understand the point of you can't rush a game. Um, but enough about me ranting about that. And then there's the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is a game I'm positively gonna get launch day. Um, the trailer that you're seeing right now is the one they showed off in the presentation. And I gotta say, it was amazing. It definitely convinced me that this is gonna be more than just an open world tech demo. There's a story, there's more to it, there's new mechanics, there's amazing stuff that I just cannot wait. Granted, I could have gotten this for the Wii U, but I'd rather have something portable, and the Wii U is already stopped its reproduction, so I'm not entirely you know I'm not entirely losing sleep over that. So yeah. As for other games, I will get to later. But back to the console at hand. I think the console the specs of it all, I don't mind. Again, I'm not a guy who looks for the greatest game console of all time, because if it is, it's the PC. If you want the best setup and everything. Um, as for the what was I gonna say? The as for the games themselves, there was also sorry guys, I'm sorry so many times. Well, the third party developers showed up, but I felt like they were a little bit too wooden, but it probably is to the translator that kind of stutter at the very last minute. Um, I felt it was pretty cool. I felt like they're showing their real support, except for EA with FIFA. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna last very long? I hope it does. If everyone, can ignore all the negatives of the Switch, I feel like this third party developers are gonna still stick around, and I hope to see that, not end up like a Wii U. As for um the hands-on events, I did not go because if I went there, I would have stayed there for the rest of the day. But from what I've seen from footages from other people, it looked real. It looked um relatively good. I love the how they also filmed it off camera to see the handheld mode, and from the looks of it, it looks to be from what I can tell from the reports they've been saying it's 720p at 30 frames per second. But I actually don't mind that. Being on a handheld and those specs, I mean, and those setup is actually pretty good, and I really do don't notice it that much, and I really do enjoy it. When you put it onto the dock, it's 1080p 60 frames per second. Um, Battery life. I think I'm a little bit wooden on that because for a handheld you have to have a very strong battery life to at least get you through um the a long, like, if you want to go through a road trip. Now they said it's dependent on the game, so the battery range is from 2.5 hours to 6 hours. Now they said for Breath of the Wild it would be like up to 3 hours. Now many people have been complaining about that, saying, "Oh, the battery life is terrible and all that." However, it's using the system itself is using a USB C charger. It's basically the cell phone chargers that you utilize nowadays. So if you just get a power bank, then you pretty much can extend the battery life to 3 more hours or so. And hopefully a third party developer pretty much creates a expansive battery, because that way um, I would the system would be way more better. The memory unit, 32 gigabytes. Now, to many people, they mostly shop for games online and basically would digitally download them to the console. Now, as much as people have griped about that, I don't mind buying a memory card because, as much as expensive it is, it's just about, every computer utilizes memory cards in one way or another. So, I don't mind it that much. And mostly, it also if you think about the how the games are, they're not on disc per se. They're now on cartridges, mostly DS's style. You just slide it in, and there you go. As for the updates themselves, they would practically install into the cartridges themselves rather than the unit. So I don't think third party developers are gonna lose sleep over that. So as for what am I gonna buy it or not? I already pre-order it at full price, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have I'm gonna enjoy it very much, and I hope many people get to experience it themselves. So those are my impressions, and I'll see you guys next time. Until next time, bye.